normal people become terrified of criminals.
Shots were just fired. Police just came out and told us, and we're headed there right now.
They become terrified of their own government.
Alex Jones's X account was reinstated by Elon Musk. The founder of conspiracy theory website InfoWars was banned from Twitter, currently known as X, in 2018 and reinstated in 2023. Now, I do want to just point out, if you're going to call InfoWars a conspiracy theory website, I can call Snopes, CNN, The Washington Post, The New York Times, The Wall Street Journal. The list goes on. We can call them all conspiracy theory websites because they all run stories and have historically done so. Like the idea that the government was spying on us, conspiracy theory. Oh, was that true? How about Russiagate? That was one that wasn't true. They all run lies and conspiracies. But they do use this photo of a very angry looking Alex Jones. Claim in December 2023, conspiracy theorist Alex Jones's Twitter account, Real Alex Jones, was reinstated by Elon Musk after having been banned for abusive behavior since 2018. True. I love this one. And then on they show a Reddit post. Alex Jones and his conspiracy theories are allowed back on X. Here's the actual poll in question with 1,966,125 votes. Reinstate Alex Jones on the platform Vox Populi, Vox Day, and 70.1% said yes. Well, there you have it. Of course, the media is absolutely losing their mind over the return of Alex Jones. They're saying a whole bunch of really dumb things, and they're insulting Elon Musk over the whole thing. But let's just call this a major victory.
Well, conspiracy theories are really just spoiler alerts. They're just news headlines 6 months ahead of the time. And I am pissed off at the cultural appropriation of something that I've been labeled for over 20 years. Conspiracy theories have, of course, a new day and age on this internet, as, of course, no one takes the term seriously anymore, as a lot of the people who are accused of it have usually been right. And it's beautiful. It's amazing to see this kind of emotional, hyperbolic freakout from CNN, from the Rolling Stones, from all these other establishment type rags that are losing their minds at people just being able to speak for themselves and having discernment and having conversations that they can't control. Al Gore recently came out and said the dangers to democracy are specifically because people are able to get news outside of the corporate media control. We are winning. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And them losing their mind is a testament to just how far we have come.
Yeah, and I think that that's exactly what they sought to do. They really thought that they could get rid of Alex Jones. And I think that's been really interesting to watch, because if there's one thing that I've noticed in the past couple of years, it's that they can cancel you from certain platforms. They can cancel you from certain corporations. But at the end of the day, if you have a certain following and you've been proven right time and time again, and that's certainly the case with Alex Jones, there's still going to be a population of people that want to hear from you. They're going to seek you out. And as far as a business owner, somebody like Elon Musk, if he's, if he owns X, then it's going to be the smart thing to do to allow him to be sought out on his platform. So I think what you see a lot with figures like Alex is they think that if they remove the platform that they can remove him, but he already has his following, and that wasn't going anywhere. People were going to seek him out regardless.
Andrew Tate, go ahead. On the show, on the X episode, if you haven't watched it after the show, you got to watch the X show with all these guys on it. Andrew Tate came in and he said, everything, people think they own things. You think you own your house. If you have paperwork that says that if a government comes in and says now they sign some new paperwork, you don't have anything. All you have is your integrity. And that's something that Alex has stuck with for his entire career, which I appreciate. And I think that's why he's still popular.
I think Elon Musk is doing the obvious thing in terms of free speech. I don't believe that Elon Musk ever really bought the reason for Alex Jones's ban. So when Elon buys Twitter, he says, well, Alex Jones ragged on, Sandy Hook families and said horrible things about him, so I'm not bringing him back. I don't think Elon actually believed it. I think what Elon was actually saying, and again, my opinion, I could be totally wrong about this because I can't read Elon's mind. He was probably saying, guys, there's only so much I can do. Like, give me time. I think Elon was like, yeah, he didn't break the rules. He just says crazy things. But Elon's like, yo, we're trying to maintain control here and gradually move the line. If we just go nuts and just unleash the dam right now, we can get shut down like they did to Parler. But I think there's actually something really simple in all this too. We can sit here and say Elon Musk is ideologically motivated and fighting the good fight. Sure. But let's be realistic about the business prospects of what he did on X. Like you mentioned, Alex Jones's audience still exists. So the analogy I gave earlier on my channel was like the poll Elon Musk did was like, imagine you owned a cupcake shop and all your customers are in the lobby and you just yell, how many of you would buy a pumpkin cupcake? And they all raise their hand. Well, then you go and make it. That's it. Elon Musk is asking his customers what kind of product they want. But here's the funny thing. Just like with the Daily Wire making all these movies, Elon Musk is looking at Alex Jones getting millions of views while being banned from everywhere. And he's thinking, if I let Alex Jones on Twitter, I have a monopoly on Alex Jones. All his content is going to be here. It's going to bring all of his fans back. It's going to bring engagement to the platform. We're going to make money. Let's roll.
And it pushes the Overton window. And I think it's not an accident that a lot of this is happening on the heels of Apple, Disney, Comcast, and other major corporations saying, hey, we're no longer going to advertise on, of course, Twitter and X. Elon Musk responded saying in a very French way, screw off. And by doing so, this is, he could say it. But when his actions are met by bringing back Alex Jones, that's the biggest F off kind of moment that you could have that are far more powerful than just the words that he used. But imagine, because it's not just, these corporations, it's not just Facebook, it's not just YouTube, it's not individuals banning Alex Jones from all these social media platforms. There are federal agents that orchestrated all of this. There are federal agencies that literally worked on silencing and making sure that no one could hear Alex Jones, his opinions or his perspectives at all. Imagine being that federal agent right now. A couple of years ago, I'd be like, yes, we banned him on Spotify. We banned him on all these other LinkedIn. He's not even on LinkedIn. Doesn't matter. We banned him here. We banned him here. We banned him here. And now he's on one of the biggest shows with Elon Musk speaking to the world with millions of people listening to him. And more people are going to go to that platform. I know I am. One
of our super chats, Greg Duvier, says that he's asking the elites would still have control of Twitter if they didn't ban the Babylon Bee. And I said, I bet they regret that every day. I don't think that's the real reason Elon Musk bought Twitter. And I say this because I was at a party in Austin with a bunch of big tech bros and people who are friends with Elon and a bunch of other conservative commentators and libertarians. And the whole conversation was around how they use big tech to censor and control culture. And I was arguing with them like, guys, culture is more important than technology. Technology is important, but like winning the culture matters. And their argument, Elon wasn't there or anything, but their argument was basically, if they ban you, you can't make culture at all. If on Twitter they have banned all instances of a certain word, then they are forcing, they've basically created a path the only path you can go down. And so unsurprisingly, Elon ends up buying the platform. It may be that the final straw was the Babylon Bee got banned. I think that's a good narrative, especially for someone like Elon. But I kind of feel like this is a long time coming. Mm-hmm. I think Elon's paying attention to all this stuff. He didn't adopt these views one day. It's not like all of a sudden it's like, what, they banned the Babylon Bee? All of a sudden I'm for free speech. Oh, he's probably supported this stuff for a very long time.
Yeah, and I think, it's a similar concept to kind of the psyop of every single conservative needs to move out of cities. Here's the reality. Somebody has to make a cultural difference. And right now, the only way to really do that is to have some sort of influence on in cities where the cultural hubs are. Now, is that good culture that we have right now? No, but it's the same thing as social media platforms. Like, as much as we don't want to have to participate in, walking on eggshells when it comes to these social media platforms like we did for so long with Twitter, we have to have a presence on these apps, on these social media platforms in order to make some sort of cultural change as conservatives. And so I think you're right. Elon did the right thing. Elon did something where he saw, okay, well, the only way for there to be a fair sort of, cultural balance out there would be to give conservatives the opportunity to be on this app. And I think it wasn't necessarily like a political move per se, although he'll argue he's free speech. I don't think the guy is. I think that if he were, he would bring back Nick Fuentes. And I think that he wouldn't have created the poll, and maybe we differ on that or we disagree on that. But I think that the poll was all about self-preservation and was more about, and to be fair, feds would have come after him too. So to your point, like, there were feds involved in silencing people like Alex Jones and even Nick Fuentes and others like that. So I think it's all about, I can point back to this was the people's decision. And they might still come after him. But at the end of the day, like, I do think that was partly an opportunity for himself for him to protect himself. But I think ultimately he did it for there to be some sort of balance out there, which I think is good. But again, not necessarily politically motivated.
That's a good point. If he was for free speech, he wouldn't need a poll. He'd just say, Alex, you're fine. Nick, you're fine. Milo, you're fine. You're back. Don't worry about it. They wouldn't have banned Kanye West. Ye is still banned, right?
I believe so. And I think so is Milo as well.
Ye posted the realism symbol, which looks like a Star of David with a swastika in it. But realism, like what is it? Like they believe aliens or something, seeded Earth? I don't know what they believe. But it to those who have no idea what it is, it looks like something meant to be offensive. He gets banned for this. I think if Elon was for free speech, he wouldn't need a poll. That's a good point. And I think maybe Elon's motivation is actually simple. He wants to colonize Mars. He wants Neuralink. And he's thinking, look, that meme he posted where it's the left moving further and further left, he's realized what many of us have realized. You said as conservatives. I don't consider myself conservative, and Luke doesn't consider himself conservative. This coalition of individuals who believe in free speech is wide. Elon probably said the majority of people think these things. I wouldn't be surprised if he had like a marketing consultant and he was like, where is the sentiment? Are they really, lefty and woke? And they're like, no, it's probably like 12%. Elon's like, okay, so our path forward for popular success is going to be embracing these principles that people actually do like.
Yeah, he probably sees the wind moving in a particular direction, especially with this election. And he's like, okay, how do we get ahead of it? How do we put our sails in a way where we could still win while the whole system kind of collapses onto itself? So I agree with you on that one particular point. Yes, he's trying to kind of protect himself with this poll, but I don't think it's even the poll. I think it's even bigger than this. If you look at his contracts with the defense industry, with the U.S. military, with the Pentagon, when it comes to Starlink, when it comes to providing Ukraine and Israel satellite technology that are used for defensive and offensive capabilities, those capabilities are at his disposal to use and implement as he wants. That, to me, in my opinion, is why he's going to be kind of protected here. And if it wasn't for those kind of larger government contracts and the larger kind of game that he plays with a lot of the bigger kind of players here, I think he would have been gone. I think he would have been destroyed a long time ago. And I think this really does play a central role in a lot of this.
So I got Alex Jones pulled up right here. And one of his tweets from 22 minutes ago, Jack Posobiec issues emergency warning, deep state planning direct war with Russia as October surprise. Now, excuse me, this is from Jack Posobiec, Alex Jones putting out this information. This is exactly why they don't want Alex Jones having a voice. Because y'all remember when Alex Jones went on his show and said that come February, there's going to be a war. It's going to be big. And then when Russia invaded Ukraine, everybody immediately was tweeting Alex Jones was right. He predicted this. They were all sharing this clip from several months prior. My favorite thing about this is everyone's like, how did Alex Jones know a war was going to start? How did he know? He's just so smart. He can see it. And so I talked to him and he was like, I just read the news. It was in the news. Like, this is the funny thing. Alex is a guy who reads the news and then says it. He looks at all these articles and brings them together. Granted, he says a lot of crazy things. He gets crazy things wrong. Like we was talking about cell phones and animal hybrids, whatever that's about. But he gets a lot of things right when it comes to this stuff. It wasn't shocking to anybody who actually listens to him that he accurately called out a war because all he was doing was holding up like articles from the AP.
That's what he's doing here with retweeting Jack Posobiec. He's not actually saying
exactly. That's my point.
And it's not just him. It's members of the Polish government, members of the German government coming out. One of Germany's top soldiers just came out and said that they are, of course, planning on potentially even having a defensive war against Russia. Of course, there's no such thing. It's an offensive war. But this is something that it's not just Alex Jones talking about. Government officials are actually talking about this and setting down essentially the groundwork for what could be a big potential conflict that could potentially unfold, especially right before this election.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.